Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got really exciting news. I'm officially 4 weeks out from my next bodybuilding competition. Now I had to take the last week off, so I'm going to be covering off week 4 and week 5 because I was on vacation and I couldn't get the video out. So we're going to go over a 2-week recap. There's a lot of news to unpack here, a lot of things to talk about. So hop right in, join me. We're going to break everything down. With that, welcome back to the channel. My name is Andrew Fillion. If this is your first time here, what this video series is about is me documenting all of the progress that goes into what it takes to do a bodybuilding show. This is going to be an open book. I cover all of my successes and my mistakes, which you will find out about in this video. There were a couple of mistakes, but I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to correct them, and in your own lives, you can use some of this information to correct your own mistakes as well. So with that, let's dive right in. Week 5 was really good. So what I do is I like to fast. I've been doing rolling 72-hour long fasts every week since week 10. What that means is I'll fast for 72 hours and then I'll have a regular maintenance period for the other 4 days. Doing this, I was able to cut all the way down to 179 before I left for vacation. Now, just for reference, the last time I competed, I was 175 on stage. So I'm only 4 pounds away from my best physique yet. I'm really excited because I know that I'm going to trailblaze and come back even better than ever before. Now, what happened when I went on vacation, and this is my mentality, is that as important as bodybuilding is to me, I don't want it to interfere with my personal relationships or with important events in my life. I went on a week-long vacation and capped it off with going to a wedding. So when you're at something like this, I don't believe that you should be going on vacation and eating bodybuilding food when you could be having fun. So I wrote off the entire week. There were no rules, but I did record. I wanted to at least keep myself honest, and you'll see when I do the macro breakdown that my calories were all over the place for the past week. But that's okay because I have a remedy strategy that I'm going to be doing this week to cut all the way back down to 179 like I was before the vacation. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do that. Right down here is a jar of electrolyte water. I'm going to have a video coming out this week that you can click right here when it's ready. Come back to this video in a few days, or if you're watching this down the road, I'm hoping it's already available. Show you exactly how to make this. It's electrolyte water. It's basically just sodium chloride, potassium chloride, and magnesium sulfate. I add a little bit of lemon juice and apple cider vinegar to the mix. That's not required, but it's a nice to have. So with that, that's going to be the only thing I'm drinking for the entire duration of all of my fasts. I'm going to be doing, to the best of my ability, a 7-day fast, which starts today. I'm hoping I can make it all the way to next Sunday without a meal. If I do at some point feel that I have to break my fast, I'm going to be breaking it with a ketogenic diet style, which means I'm going for mostly fatty meats. I'm either going to have a salmon, or I'm going to have steak, or I'm going to have a lot of sardines. But with that, I'm going to keep the carbs to a minimum. I'll have some vegetables just to have a little bit of fiber to help keep me regular, as meat can get you backed up. Fiber will go a long way in preventing that. Aside from that, we're going to be keeping the carbs to a bare minimum. And from there, if I don't make it to 7 days, after the refeed, I'll immediately start doing another fast. With this, I should be able to cut back into the 170s very rapidly and get back on track and get me ready to start prepping for my actual peak week, which I will be covering in a future video. So with all of that, this recipe will be coming out sometime this week, and that's going to be my main strategy. During this time, I'm not going to be drinking coffee. I'm not going to be having any sort of stimulants because I want to do a full body detox. It's okay to have coffee on shorter fasts, but what happens when you do a longer fast is that if you're having a lot of coffee or a lot of stimulants in general, if you use nicotine, it's a judgment-free zone. I know a lot of people use it. These types of stimulants are going to actually raise your cortisol levels, especially while fasting, which is something we don't want. We don't want things in our life that are going to actually encourage us to break our fast. When you're doing a long fast, everything is a gateway drug to eating food. So we're gonna try to eliminate that by all means. So I'm only gonna be drinking my electrolyte water which I've got right here. So moving on to the macros and breakdowns. While I was on vacation, it was very carb heavy meals. So I was getting between 4,000 and 5,000 calories a day, but I was having a good time. So I'm not gonna worry about that too much. At the wedding, same deal. You got a lot of dinner rolls, cupcakes, cake. I had all of it. And on top of that, I have said on this channel before that I don't drink, and that is true. But when I'm on vacation, I am gonna break my own rules a little bit. So I'm an open book. I did have some alcohol in the past week. Beers, vodka sodas. If people are doing rounds of picklebacks, I didn't say no. I want to be able to enjoy my social life. I want to be able to maintain my relationships, and having a healthy balance is a big part of that. So what we're gonna do from here, I'm gonna take you inside. We're gonna go over my weigh-in, and then we're going to go over a physique update. The physique is not as good right now as I'd like it to be, but I really want you guys to watch this video and then watch the one next Sunday. You're gonna be able to see in 1 week I've made a tremendous transformation, and I'm confident that the results will speak for themselves. So with that, I'm gonna take you guys inside. After that, we'll do a macro breakdown. I'll show you everything that I do to keep myself honest, and then from there I'll wrap things up, show you what I want to do going forward for these next 4 weeks. As the show is only 4 weeks away, this is where it's going to start getting a little bit more serious. I will be increasing the duration that I fast. If it doesn't get me where I want to be, I'm just going to continue fasting, doing refeed meals, but aside from that, I'm not going to be doing multiple days in a row of eating until I get to the physique I want. Once I'm there, I'll maintain, no problem. So let's go inside and I'll show you guys what's going on. So you can see there, I'm at 186.6. It's not the best weight in the world, but I did reduce a lot of the water weight and a little bit of the body fat that I've put on the vacation already. If I'm able to drop about a pound per day while fasting, by next Sunday, I should be back down to 179. That's the plan. We'll see if it works out, but for now, I'm gonna take you guys through a 360 rotation to show you my physique. All right, here we go. It's time to do the breakdown. So we're gonna start things out with my steps for week 5 and week 4, and then we're gonna break it down on the weight. Then to cap things off, we're gonna go over the macros. So popping things right off, on week 5, I did really good. You can see here, I was running at about 10 miles a day like I normally do. I left for my vacation on Friday. So after that, everything's kind of a wash. You can see here though that up until I left, I was pretty consistent with what my goals are. On vacation, I didn't go on any walks or do anything crazy, but I mean, you did get a little bit of steps in just being, out and about, but none of it was really intentional like cardio or anything like that. So all a wash. I did get home Thursday. Thursday was a free day, so I got back on the wagon. Friday had the wedding. Yesterday was just another day, back in town. So here I am. I'm back on track, back on schedule, and ready to rock. So going towards the weigh-in, this is where things get a little scary. So during week 5, I got down to 179.2. That was a goal for me for a very long time. I really wanted to break into the 170s. pulled it off the day I left for vacation. So, never a dull moment, but I made it work, I made it happen. I blew up like a balloon. You can see by Monday I was 187. I think I peaked out Wednesday in the 190s, but I didn't have my scale with me, so I kind of had to just free ball it. But when I got home Wednesday night, I did weigh in like at night 194, but I didn't record that because I weighed in at night after a full day. So Thursday started fasting. I dropped some water weight before my weigh-in, and by Friday I was back down to 186. So I did a fast, I think it was 60 hours, Wednesday night to Friday morning. Shed about 10 pounds of water weight, and as you can see, I'm now back kind of in a semi-regular place, 186. It's definitely not 179, so this week is definitely going to be a corrective action week. But I believe by next Sunday, I'll be back on track and on schedule. The plan is to get down to maybe 171, 172 on stage. I think that's totally doable with 2 long fasts. So I'm going to do the best I can to get to 7 days this time. We'll see how that goes. If it goes well, another 7-day fast and I'm there. Otherwise, we'll do rolling 72s where I'll do 3 days of fasting, 1 day of eating, then immediately into another 3-day fast. So macros, this is where things really went off the wagon. So week 5, I did fast right before leaving for this vacation. I only made it 2 full days. So Wednesday, I did break my fast. You can see calories weren't really that bad on Wednesday, only 2,300. But starting Thursday, you can see I started doing a little bit of a carb load. I probably didn't need to carb load Thursday. You can see I had 600 grams of carbs. I wasn't even on vacation yet. Not my best moment, but it did happen. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 days out of town. Each day I'm clocking in close to 5,000 calories. So that's that's a disaster. But it's also part of life. Everybody goes on vacation, and this is probably what most people's vacations look like. 5,000 calories per day. I'd say that's probably pretty conservative. It could have been even a little bit higher than that. But I was eyeball tracking, so I didn't have a food scale. In a lot of cases, I didn't have a barcode scanner, so I had to sort of use best judgment. But all in all, the calories were all over the place. Carbs and fats were just astronomical. I mean, we're looking at almost 200 grams of fat per day. Carbs in the 500 or 600s. That's kind of what happens with the American diet. It's not unreasonable to think that you could put on a lot of weight living the American lifestyle. And you look around, you see it every day. Protein, for not targeting any proteins in the week, I still got, 150 plus every day. So protein's kind of automatic. If you're a big eater, you probably are not deficient in protein. So protein shakes probably don't matter for a majority of people. Anyways, Wednesday, Thursday, I did a little corrective action, did some fasting, fasted all the way to the wedding I went to on Friday. So I got to about 60 hours. That puts me at about 4,000 calories that day. You know how weddings go. You have your entree, and then they bring out the desserts, and then they bring out the pizza. I didn't want to hold back, so I didn't. I had what was available. Yesterday, got a little higher in calories than I should have, but you wake up at the hotel, everyone has breakfast together, so you got to have a little bit of normalcy to your life, so that's what happened there. But look, I'm on Sunday, 4 weeks out. My trips are done. This is 4 weeks where I can really just heads down, turn off the phone, kind of grind it out. I am going out of town for Labor Day, so I already know that'll probably be, another weekend or 2 of big eating. But with fasting, you can cancel out a big day of eating just by fasting for 1 day. And since I'm fasting multiple days, I'll be able to maintain my calorie deficit through the rest of the month, hoping to get down to that 171, 172 range. So with that, guys, that wraps up the macro breakdown. Very excited to show you guys the results of 7 days of fasting. Let's hope I make it. I'm feeling pretty good. I know I can at least get to 72 hours. If I need to break it with a keto meal, I'll do that, and I'll just jump right back into fasting. So one way or another, I'm gonna be spending a significant amount of time this week fasting, if not making it the full 7 days. So with that, I'm gonna leave this here. If you made it this far, go ahead and sub to the channel. All of this really helps. I hope you guys enjoy looking at this kind of content. And I really want to get the word out on fasting, because this stuff right here is incredible. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, do all that fun stuff, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.